It is exactly 8:45. There are so many great things to do in Salt Lake, including the new daylighting trend that is seeing parks go through the transformation of bringing in more waterways.
Okay, we got to explain that one. To give us details on daylighting, plus what the best free museums are in town, is Ali Vallarta of CityCast Salt Lake. Ali, thanks for being here.
Yes. So what is daylighting?
Daylighting is an industry term for digging up the waterways that are already under our city. So there are 7 creeks. Okay, can I tell you guys? So when I first moved here, I used to take friends who were visiting from out of town down to City Creek Mall, and I would tell them that that was City Creek. Like, that was the real creek. It ran down from the mountains. And I was just lying to people for years. And then I learned, no, that's fake. But part of that is why I was so delighted to learn that there are places in the city where we are digging up creeks that are buried under concrete, under development, and that's called daylighting. So like the part of City Creek that's up at City Creek Park, you know, when you're kind of walking from the avenues and it winds down?
I was just up there a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, that was a project of an organization called the Seven Canyons Trust, and they actually have written this 100-year plan to daylight more than 7 different waterways around the valley that are underneath us. And I also, like, this is becoming popular in other cities, and so the trust has been at this for a while. But I was curious that daylighting a creek was in the plan that the city proposed for the ballpark neighborhood. So right across the street from the old ballpark, they want to put a park where there's currently a parking lot, which is great, right?
Yes, perfect.
Unpave the parking lot, put up Paradise or something. And underneath there's a creek that runs through there, and they would like to daylight it, to dig it up and turn that into a flowing waterway again.
Yeah.
I love this.
Some of it, like City Creek, part of it was put underground for flood control and that kind of stuff.
All kinds of reasons. All kinds of reasons. But the truth is that, like, there is a case to be made for revealing these creeks again for flood control, right? Like, if we've got more places to send water. It's also just nice. It cools the city. Water cools things down, so the more places we can have natural water flowing, we have less of that heat island effect. There's also a plan to maybe do this at Herman Frank's Park, which is that kind of that cute little dog park and baseball field that's kitty corner from Liberty Park.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
They would like to daylight in there. There's a creek that's running through. And I think, I mean, Halloween, always on the horizon in this state. But you can go on walking tours with the Seven Canyons Trust, and they'll take you on a walking tour of places where the creek is running underneath you, which is kind of spooky, but they've got a map. You can see, like, is there water underneath the very street that you live on? There could be.
Okay. All right, let's switch topics, though. We want to talk about museums in around Salt Lake, the best free museums.
Yeah, so I'm always an advocate for, like, we pay for these things, our tax dollars, whatever, like, this is our community, we got to get out there. I was delighted to learn that there are a couple museums that are always free. So, like, the UMOCA, the Utah Museum of Contemporary Art, which is really close to you guys here downtown, it's always free. I don't know why I didn't know that. You can just go in there. They would love a $10 donation, but you don't have to make one. And actually, they have many Saturdays throughout the year, usually about one a month, where they do a whole family-friendly activity. So, like, if you go in there next Saturday, for example, the 29th, they're going to have an educator on site running a free activity for kids. It's like a craft. You're going to make foam vases. So, I don't know, if you're a parent looking to, like, get out of the house, you can ride the tracks right downtown, wander into the UMOCA, enjoy the collection, and free babysitting.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Solving the child care crisis, one museum at a time.
Excellent.
I think it's also worth noting that the Utah Museum of Fine Arts, which has fantastic collections, both permanent and traveling, is free on the first Wednesday and the third Saturday of every month. So that'll be Wednesday, September 3rd, I think, is the next one. And you can also wander in there. It's free for anyone.
Excellent.
Do you have a favorite?
What would be your most underrated one? Is it the UMOCA?
I think the UMFA is kind of underrated because it gets sucked into the campus vortex of everything happening at the U, and we forget it's there. I love the Natural History Museum.
That's my favorite.
Yeah,
that's my
love
favorite
that
museum.
too.
Yeah. Though, something about me, I don't really like artifacts. Like, if you show me a 1,000-year-old vase, I'm like, okay. But I think it's an architectural marvel. Like to
Right.
go in there in the evening and just watch the sunset over the city, worth the price of admission. It is famously not free unless you
Yeah.
work at the U or if you're a student at the U.
Allie's like, I can buy a new vase, like
I-
whatever.
Just like, okay, it's cool. I prefer paintings, I think. I don't
Okay.
know why.
There's
Excellent.
another museum, but it's closed
Okay.
now, right down Main Street. I'm trying to remember the name of it, and I just
Oh, the Christian school, Raphael Plescia on no, that's on State Street.
Yeah.
And and the house that he lived in, that artist that had the
Oh,
Christian
yeah. Okay.
school right on State Street, just sold. And it was, I don't know if you saw this, Lincoln. I feel like we have a lot of friends who are in real estate, and like a lot of people sent me this. It was listed for like $300,000, and everyone in the city was like, you can buy a house in Salt Lake City for $300,000, but it had like no roof.
okay. How did the 801 days go?
801 Day was an incredible success.
Good.
We have successfully made it a holiday in Salt Lake City. I'm ready to say by next year we all get it off work. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
And a bigger and better festival next year?
We'll see. Yeah.
Okay.
Throwing a big block party is a huge job.
I'm sure.
It's
yeah.
a big task.
It's its
but
own full-time job.
We had so much fun, and I do like. For the uninitiated, I think that 801 August 1st should be a holiday in Salt Lake City, celebrating our area code.
Agreed.
The mayor declared it a holiday. It was really fun. She wrote a great proclamation. Yeah, we're thinking up what we might do next year. If you have ideas, send them our way. Maybe we'll dig up a creek.
There we go. A big celebration. Daylight a Creek for 801 Day. Allie, thanks for coming
That's
in.
cool.
Always good to be here with you.
Always fun to have you.
Yeah,
we
thank you.
appreciate it.